Same. Yeah, but mine is 512 GB. There was one TV. Yeah.
He's better than either of them. This guy's got so much money.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare King Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hari Bol.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
There was third Guru Puja and
17. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai, Jai Prabhupada. Jai, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai, Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. One more time. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ke Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalava Kati Sadma Bandho Moye Savadana Mate Bandho Moye Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bai E Bhavatorya Jai Jahara Prasade Bai E Bhavatorya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoyanha Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoyanha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Korya Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Korya Aikya Aranakori Mane Asha Aranakori Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Utama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Utama Gati. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Chakudam dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Chakudam dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Dibe gyan hriday prakashita. Dibe gyan hriday prakashita. Prema bhakti ahoite avijave nashayate. Prema bhakti ahoite avijave nashayate. De de gaya haracharito. De de gaya haracharito. Shigaru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu. Shigaru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu. Lokena Lokera Jivana. Lokena Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Choya. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Pada Choya. Eveyat Gushok Tribhuvana. Eveyat Gushok Tribhuvana. Ha ha Prabhu Koradoya Deha More Pada Choya. Ha ha Prabhu Koradoya Deha More Pada Choya. Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Go Haribo. Nitai Go Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Go Haribo. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarane. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Go Haribo, 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 Nitai Go Haribo. Nitai go Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nanda. After curtains open, then you lead around. One time around. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Taksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Angani Yasa Sakale Priya Priti Manti Asyanti Panti Kayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. प्रेम से प्रेम से Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jan Vallabha Jai Girivaradhari Jai Gopi गिरिवर जय गोपी जान वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारे जय गिरिवर धारे जशोदानंदन ब्राज जनरंजना जशोदानंदन ब्राज जनरंजना जशोदानंदन ब्राज जनरंजना जशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना जशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय कुंज विहारी।
श्रीमान कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टम स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सपदांतिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। श्रीमान राज्यपाल साहब, भाइयों और बहनों, मैं भी हिंदी अच्छी तरह से नहीं बोल सकता हूँ। हमारा अमेरिकन चेला श्रीमान Achyutananda Swami, he has tried to speak in Hindi and you have heard him. So, similarly, जैसा चेला ऐसा गुरु। मैं भी अच्छी तरह से हिंदी नहीं बोल सकता हूँ। बाकी गवर्नर साहब, मैजिस्ट्रेट साहब सभी चाहते हैं हिंदी प्रचार है। अच्छा, so he has given me permission to speak in English. Thank you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressed by Rupa Goswami as Mahabhadanaya. Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradaya. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine. He has assumed the name of Krishna Chaitanya. Actually he is Krishna. That is confirmed in Vedic literature, especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said, Krishna Varnam Tisha Akrishnam Sangapanga Parsadam Jaggai Sankirtanai Prai Jajanti Hi Sumed. So, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking his sannyas order, his name was Krishna Chaitanya. So Rupa Goswami said that you are Krishna, you have now come as Krishna Chaitanya. Why? Krishna Prema Pradaya. Just to distribute love of Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was Prema Pumatha Maha. Generally people understand Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that above moksha, above liberation, there is love of God. That is what? Prema Pumartha Maha. And this is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Dharma projita koitavatra parama nirmasaranang satang vastava bostu vedamat. And Siddhar Swami says that koitava dharma, in simple word, cheating. Koitava means cheating or false. So when there are false dealing, that is cheating. So according to Vyasdev, dharma, artha, kam, moksha, that is not very essential thing. Real thing is how to advance in the science of loving God, Krishna, Krishna Prema. And the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Savai Vamsang Paro Dharmo Jato Bhakti Radhokhaji Ahituki Apratihata Jina Atma Samprasidati. If you want really peace, then you should stand on the platform of Parodharma. Parodharma, just like Krishna has described, Aparayam itastu viddhime pragitim para. Para and Paro. Para is applicable to the Purusha and Para is applicable to the Prakriti. So, we are Prakriti, we are not Purusha. Purusha is Krishna, as described by Arjuna in the Bhagavad-Gita. Parabrahma parangadhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham sasvatam adyam. And in the Brahma Samhita also it is Adi Purusham. Krishna is described Adi Purusham, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha anadi adi govindam tamahang bhaja. So this Krishna bhakti, Krishna personally came to teach Krishna bhakti. He came here in this district Mathura, and the Krishna birthplace is still there. So Krishna personally came to teach the science of Krishna bhakti. And although he proposed that dharma samsthapanartaya sambhavami juge juge, but at the end he says, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. And this is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam that dharma projita koitavad, except surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna, anything which is going on in the name of dharma, that is not dharma. Therefore Krishna says, sarva dharman parityajya. When Krishna came, he did not come to re-establish Hindu religion or Christian religion or Muslim religion. No. Religion is religion. Gold is gold. You cannot say Hindu gold, Muslim gold, Christian gold. That is not possible. That is not possible. That is called koitava dharma, cheating dharma. Gold is gold, pure gold. Therefore Bhagavad says, dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma means the order or the law given by God. That is dharma. This is the simple explanation of it. If you want to know what do we mean by dharma, then dharma means dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Just like law. Law means which is given, sanctioned by the governor. You cannot make your law at home. You cannot say the law given by the government or by the governor, I don't care for it. I shall make my own law. Oh, that is not possible. That will never be accepted as law. You can make your law. Similarly, if you manufacture dharma without any reference to the authority, that is not dharma. That is cheating religion. Dharma projita koitava. So therefore the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, what he is speaking, mamekam saranam, that is dharma. All other things are cheating. And when Krishna says, mamekam saranam braja, he does not say to any particular community or any country or any nation. He speaks to everyone. Sarvajonishu kaunteya sambhavanti murtaya tasang mahajjani brahma ahanga bija padapita. He says, I am the seed-giving father of all forms of life. Krishna does not say that I am speaking to Indian or the Hindus. No. Krishna is speaking to everyone, to his every son. It doesn't matter whether he is white or black or blue, it doesn't matter. These are skin disease. Krishna says that we don't take this body as yours. Asmin dehe, dehinasmin jathadehi, kaumanajum. This transformation of the body, that is natural. But within the body, the part and parcel of Krishna is there. That we have to understand. That's the beginning of Bhagavad-Gita. We have to understand what is there within the body. That is the beginning of spiritual education. Unfortunately, the whole world is going on under the impression that I am this body. I am Indian, I am European. That is condemned in the Shastra. Jashatma buddhi kunapeti dhatu sadhik kalatra disubhoma ijjadhi jatirtha buddhi salilena karihichi janesu avijnesu saeva gokham. Go means cow and khoro means ass. The jashatma buddhi kunapeti dhatu. This bag of three dhatus, kapha, pitta, vayu, if one takes it, that I am this body, I am Indian, I am American. So Shastra says, he is not even human being. Sayeva Gokha. So this Krishna consciousness movement is very, very important from this angle of vision, that everyone is thinking this body as he is. Nobody understands that he is within this body. Just like we are within this is dress. I am not this dress. This is the primary education of spiritual life. Unfortunately, it is very much lacking. And now you can see practically that these European and American boys, they are all young men, but they have forgotten the bodily relations. We have got in our institution Africans, Canadians, Australians, Europeans, Indians, but they do not consider with reference to this bodily concept of life. They live as eternal servant of Krishna. That is the instruction given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiver Sarup hoy Nitya Krishna dar. So actually, if we want to be happy, then we have to accept the principle of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jato bhakti radho khaji. Bhakti comes out of love. You cannot make one forced to love you. It comes automatically. That automatic love is there in everyone's heart for Krishna. That is stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nitya siddha Krishna bhakti sadha kabunay savanadi suddha chitte karaya uday. Uday means it is awakened. Everyone has got love for Krishna within the heart. That is natural. But that love is distributed in different ways. How? Jasyat buddhi kunapeti dhatake sadhik kalatradisu bhomoi jadhik. This love has been distributed family-wise, community-wise, nation-wise, country-wise, like that. This love has to be concentrated, converted to be love of Krishna. That is equal. Then everything is perfect. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, and he practically Krishna Prema Pradhaya. To develop love for somebody, that requires very elaborate process. It is not, because we are in the darkness. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, Manusyanam sahaseshu kaschin jatati siddhaye, jatatamapi siddhanam kaschin betimam tat. So we cannot understand even Krishna. What is Krishna? Actually, there are so many malinterpretations about Krishna. I do not wish to discuss because they have been made mistaken by big leaders. So people cannot understand even Krishna. What is Krishna? And what to speak of loving Krishna. That is very difficult job. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributed this love of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda is standing before you, and he delivered many sinful persons to the transcendental position of love of Krishna. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Brajendra Nandana Jai Sati Suto Hoilo Sei, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. This Balaram, he became Nitai, and Krishna, he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These two brothers, the same two brothers, Ram Lakshan, Krishna Balaram, again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So what was their business? The papi tapi jato chilo hari name uddharil. This is their business. All the papis and all the persons suffering from material anxieties, they delivered, yes, how? Tara Sakhi Jagayar Madha. There are two brothers, Jagai and Madhai. They are very devotees. The devotees means what was their fault? The fault was that they took their birth in Brahmin family, but they became woman hunter and drunkards and cheaters like that. So Nityananda Prabhu delivered them to become first class Vaishnava. Papi tapi jato chilo hari name uddharil. Tara Sakhi Jagaya. So 500 years ago, to become a drunkard was most abominable, especially in the higher section of the Hindu society. But now it has become a fashion. So if you want to develop the position of the society, position of the country, which is now full with papi-tapi, you have to accept the process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is practically being manifested. These European American boys, they are also the same type, Jagaya Madhai. That's a fact. They were at least. Now they are not. So how they have become delivered? The same process. Papi tapi jato chila, hari name uddharila. So this Krishna consciousness movement is so important, and there is practical result that you introduce this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, offenseless, not with offense. Then the world situation will improve very much. That's a fact. And it is being actually enacted in the present position. We are sending our men from village to village in Europe and America. We have introduced, we are taking advantage of the modern facilities. We are using this microphone for chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We are using nice buses, cars and wagons to go to village and distribute book and chant Hare Krishna. One of the leaders is present here, Sriman Tamal Krishna Goswami. He is controlling about 12 buses. And here is Hansudut also, he is doing the same in Germany. So we have introduced this as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered, Prithivite ache jato nagaradigam. Throughout the whole world, as many villages and towns are there, these Sankirtan movement should be introduced. And especially in India, because if in India the people are generally Krishna conscious, by artificial means they are trying to forget. This is the position. This should be stopped. They have got natural tendency for becoming Krishna conscious. Therefore, in these days, still so many hundreds and thousands of people coming to Vrindavan to relish the transcendental mellow of Krishna consciousness. And now the foreigners are also attracted to Krishna consciousness, and I am trying to place them in our temple. This temple is one of them. We have got 4 or 5 temples in India. We are constructing one big temple in Hyderabad, and we are getting good response. So, it is our request to the leaders of the society and to the people of India that they may take this Krishna conscious movement, Hare Krishna movement, very seriously. It will be good for everyone, and the whole world will become peaceful. We do not expect that throughout the whole world everyone will take to Krishna consciousness, but even 5%, 2%, 3% people takes to Krishna consciousness. There will be great example. Jat jat acharati srestha lokastat anuvartate. So our only request is that this simple thing, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam, Kalu nasti va nasti va nasti va gatirannatha. This formula of the Vedic Shastra. And you will be surprised. I invite you to come to our different centers in Europe and America, how they are chanting, dancing before the deity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda or Radha Krishna. Recently I had been to Atlanta for the first time, but the boys and the girls, they have taken 3 big houses. The middle house has been transformed into temple. How nicely they are chanting and dancing. You will be surprised if you go. So this movement is undoubtedly increasing in the foreign countries. Why not in our country? So the government, the leaders and the guardians, they should deeply contemplate on the serious nature of this movement and help us. Now we are bringing men from the foreign countries to preach. How long I shall bring? If we want to spread this movement all over India very seriously, then we invite educated, intellectual, young men to come forward to study this movement. It is not blind. We have got books. We have already published about 50 books on this movement. So, for the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is meant for both kind of men. The ordinary man without any education, illiterate, he can also take to it, and the most advanced scientists, philosophers, philanthropists, politicians, they also can take to it. So, we are helping both ways. Those who are educated, scientists, philosophers, for them we have got volumes of books. And those who are not educated, they can simply chant Hare Krishna. That will help them, both ways. Therefore, this movement has become important and interesting. Our books are being purchased by the topmost class of men, big professors in the universities. They are giving standing order. The books which are not published, they are putting standing order. Here our one sannyasi is present, Satswarup, he is visiting the libraries, universities, professors, and we are getting very good response. So, don't take it as a sectarian movement. Don't misunderstand this movement as a CIA movement. These are foolishness. Do you think that the Americans are so fools that for propagating their CIA movement they will become Vaishnava and chant and dance? The Americans have become so fools. No. They have taken it very seriously. They are not CIA, not American, nor European. They are Vaishnavas, they are servants of Krishna. Don't misunderstand them. And try to cooperate and help this movement for the benefit of the whole human society. Thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada came in 1967 to recover his health in Vrindavan, said, I want to make an American house. And he tried many ways to, he said, oh, it'll take some time. And then we were going to open in 74, and Prabhupada came and he saw it was not ready, still not ready. But by the mercy of Gaur-Nitai, Krishna Balaram, Lita Vishaka Radha Shama Sundar, and 48 years ago in 1975, Srila Prabhupada opened Krishna Balaram Mandir ki. So we're very fortunate also to have some the Vaishnavas who were here to express to us a little bit more vividly about how Prabhupada was so happy, and you could tell that he was bringing devotees from all over the world and wanted one Vaishnava family. So we're continuing the tradition to make this a hub where place of pilgrimage, people can come, get surcharged with energy, spiritual energy, electrified, and go back and spread this Chaitanya's mission all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So I thought it was proper our temple president welcome everyone here today. As he said, the 48th anniversary. I'm just still trying to understand all of this. So many years have gone by, what Prabhupada has done. As you know, there's a few of us. Prabhupada said none of us are CIA. Jug-eyes and mud-eyes. He did say we're jug-eyes and mud-eyes, not CIA. Yeah. So we have some of those former jug-eye and mud-eyes here going to be speaking. Dinabandhu Prabhu, Daivashakti Mataji. The two of them have been here almost 100 years in Vrindavan. That's how many years have gone by. And also Dadi Bhaksha Prabhu, Anada Mataji, she'll also be speaking. They were all here for the opening. And I was also fortunate enough to be here for the opening. And I think in between speakers, maybe I'll be speaking a little something as well as time goes by. I will start by saying I was very happy this morning. I was doing Arati this morning, those of you who were here at Mongol Arati. So that was a different position 48 years later. The day Prabhupada did Arati, I was there next to the altar, at the back of the altar there, along with Brahmananda. Brahmananda, he was the secretary, I was the servant. And of course I had been to maybe a half a dozen different deity installations with Srila Prabhupada as he traveled around the world. And at that time I was thinking, Prabhupada opened the temple, installed the deities, but I have no understanding of what Prabhupada has done here in Vrindavan. This place is, we can see now, 48 years later. Imagine 148 years later, what Prabhupada has done. And he said in India, no question, and he did give you credit back in 1975 that Indians were basically Krishna conscious. Of course, it was more then than it is now. But it's that lack of it that brings everyone to Krishna ultimately as we suffer in the material world. So we'll get this started. First, of course, we'll have our Dinabandhu Prabhu. He'll tell us some of his experiences of that day, that week. This year we're having 3-day celebration. I think in 2 years, maybe going to be 1 month of festivals, 1 month, I think that should be. Yes, the Golden Jubilee, every day. Prabhupada said every day is a festival. He said every day you should have a festival. And here in Vrindavan, he wanted that. Yesterday was so nice, walking around, going over to MVT, taking the deities everywhere. This is Prabhupada's home. It's the one thing it's taken me a very long time to get some idea. This is Prabhupada's home. Our fortune to be here any day, what to speak of on a day like this, is cannot be calculated. So anyway, have a very wonderful day. There'll be lots of prasadam, lots of activities. In the evening there'll be programs and dramas. So please stay for everything and take part. So now we'll hear from Dinabandhu Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And in the former deity installations, when Prabhupada did the Arati, I was his assistant. So, and I thought I was going to do that on that particular day, and Brahmananda just looked at me and just pushed me out of the way. So he was the assistant.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatyari Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhuvebhacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So as Shruti Kirti said, we can't imagine what fortune it is to be here in Vrindavan on this day. What to speak of to be there 48 years ago, in 1975. Somehow I have no idea what fortune I was able to be here on that day. I remember the first time I came to Vrindavan it was the first really organized Mayapur Vrindavan festival, 1974. They say the first one was 73, but 74 was really organized. We all flew. Practically the whole plane was devotees. 74, 75, 76, the whole plane was devotees. And we didn't have that, New York, Delhi hop. We would go from New York to London and pick up the London devotees. Then we go to Paris, and a few Paris devotees got on, French devotees. Then we go to Italy. Then we would go to Athens in Greece. Then we would go to Beirut in Lebanon. The next year, in 1975, that blew up, so we went to Tehran. And then we went to Bombay, and then we went to Calcutta. It was like that. But practically, we had reserved the whole plane. So we would have artiks and kirtans 30,000 feet in the air. Devotees were jumping up and down and running. The poor Prabhupada, he didn't see any bad weather on his weather radar. He couldn't understand where the turbulence is coming. All right, everyone, please return to their seats. We were having kirtans 30,000 feet in here. Anyway, 74, Mayapur Festival, the temple, of course, was supposed to be open on Janmashtami much later, but we got to see the beginning. There was just here was just cement dust and everything. And Prabhupada would lecture for us every night at Fogal Ashram. I remember one of my first experiences of Vrindavan was we were going down to Fogal Ashram. Now nobody even looks at it out of the corner of their eye, but that was a place we all stayed. In fact, it was so organized, everybody stayed at Fogal Ashram. We just stayed there. You registered in Mayapur and you stayed there, and you didn't have to get your own arrangements or anything. They even had buses to take us from the airport. It was all organized. But anyway, one night I was walking. Actually, Prabhupada gave Darshan, and his room wasn't ready, but it was close enough. So Prabhupada gave lecture there in the room. And I was walking back to Fogal Ashram. And I saw these 3 or 4 Brishbasis in front of us. And they were walking real funny, you know. The same thing, if you go to New York, this is non-difference between New York and Vrindavan. You'll see people walking like this. So I went, why are they walking like that? So I came up behind them, and they were going, Radhe, Radhe, Jai, Jai, Sri Radhe. And I said, what is this place? People are intoxicated. Instead of Johnny Walker, they're intoxicated with Radharani's name. So anyway, we again came in 75. And we went to Mayapur first, then we came here to Vrindavan. And we were all staying there at Fogal Ashram. We come down here. And they had a little, yagyashala here, a little grass shack with all different types of, water pots. And it was so amazing, all wrapped up like we saw the other day, different colored strings. We are, wow, what is this, And, all the water pots were representing different demigods or different, incarnations or whatever we didn't know. And because Prabhupada didn't want anybody to, because he was very careful about Vrindavan, that none of the local people, we saw Prabhupada was, they're not CIA. You think the Americans are so fool, they come here, shave their head and dance like madmen? Because they're Vaishnava, Prabhupada said. So every once in a while they would call Prabhupada to come and sit inside, and we'd all sit there and they'd do all their different yagya things and chant different mantras and have Prabhupada do different things, And I remember one day, it went on for many days, and I remember one day, just like this year is very strange. Usually, March means there's absolutely not a cloud in the sky. That time I was president of Portland. Portland has 2 seasons, the rainy season and the 4th of July. And sometimes it even rains on the 4th of July. So I got back from Vrindavan. I hadn't seen a cloud for, a whole month that I was in India. And I got back to Portland. We didn't see the sun for a whole month. So one day, it was very strange, because there was all these clouds in the sky. And they all seemed to be swirling around Krishna Balaram Mandir. I just imagine that all the demigods have come. They're up there in their flower airplanes in the clouds. Because the clouds were just swirling around this courtyard, It was so amazing. Then I believe it was, now my memory's getting old, but I think it was the day before they had the procession, right? Yeah. His memory's worse, sorry. But I think it was the day before we put all the Utsav deities on, special not palanquins, but some sort of arrangement was there. And Prabhupada came, and there was like a, bamboo forest, There were so many sannyasis here, and everybody, you just saw Prabhupada was sitting there, and there was just this bamboo forest in front of him.